Welcome to Remote Sales Rescue, where we answer real questions that remote sales professionals are asking. So, today's question is, setter or closer? What job should I take? And honestly, I've been asked this question at least 1,000 times, probably more by now. I understand the question and where it comes from, but my first rebuttal question is always, well, why are you asking? Do you have a setter offer and a closer offer, and you're trying to decide between the two? And oftentimes that's not the case. Most people are asking this question prematurely. Why consider two options that don't technically exist yet? Right? If I'm going to give my honest opinion, I don't think it matters whether you're a setter or a closer. For me, there are so much more important things to consider than the title of the role. Now, I understand the root of the question, as most people enter this industry under some false pretenses that 10K opportunities are just waiting for them on the other side, and then they get disappointed. Then they enter pipelines that are filled with entry-level setter positions, and most people don't understand how to select an offer properly. So they select the wrong setter offer, they don't make any money, then they just assume that setters don't make any money, which is just not the case. Right? And in this industry, closer has been positioned as this promotion from setter, but this is not always the case. I know setters who have made 15K a month consistently, and I know closers that barely make enough to live. So to me, the position is not as important as other aspects of the business, right? If $1 million a week business asked me to start as a setter, I'm strongly going to consider it to be part of that organization. So I want to dive into a couple things that I think are more important. For me, the first thing, and probably the most important, is the company itself. I want to be working with a proven company. I want to be part of a successful organization. So I want to understand, what's the revenue of the company? What's the size of the sales team? How proven it is the sales process? Those two are almost always my first questions. From there, I want to dive into the role and responsibilities. I want to start understanding what's expected of me and what is my earning potential, my true earning potential, not just some random number they throw out. I also want to understand, is there another person in the role that I'm considering making the type of money I want to make? If no, I'm going to proceed with caution. And so when it comes to setting and closing, there's pros and cons to both. Right? There's definitely more setter jobs available, and oftentimes they're more accessible for people without experience, and especially for people that haven't learned how to get over that experience objection, which we talk a lot about in UCM. Experience is just an objection, but I'll save that for another time. Also, you want to consider, right, if we're talking DM setter, outbound setter, inbound setter, all of those are going to be different roles and responsibilities and earning potential. Right? So usually setters get more reps. An inbound setter can take 3 to 4 calls an hour, where a closer can only take 1. If you're doing an outbound setting, you might be able to do 150, 200, 300, 400 dials a day, right? So you get a lot of reps early on. So for me, setting is a great place to develop your discovery skills and your qualifying skills without the pressure of having to close right off the bat. Whereas closing, it will give you much more control over your income, and typically there's a higher ceiling on earning potential, and you're more likely to have a deeper conversation with your prospects. Those are some of the key differences. Now, honestly, I don't believe there's a right answer because I don't think it's the right question. I would say don't limit yourself by making decisions before they need to be made. Why do you have to decide if you're going to be a setter or closer? Why not put yourself into the marketplace, learn to position yourself as a problem solver, start having conversations with more business owners, increase your visibility and your value to the marketplace, start building relationships, and see what opportunities arise. Be open in the beginning to all opportunities, but when it comes to offer selection, meaning there's offers on the table, that's when you want to be selective. That's when you want to start making these strong decisions. Right? The title is the least important thing when it comes to opportunity. So if you have a question that you'd like featured on a future episode, let me know in the comments. If you found this valuable, like and subscribe.